Welcome back to their market update. Yeah, this is never going to be 5 minutes ever again because there's too much. Bitcoin had an amazing close yesterday, 2.74%. It did close above resistance. We have 1, 2, 3 confirmed days above. So this level is now confirmed done. It's DED dead, which is great. Only problem is that Bitcoin failed to pierce and push above resistance at 88,500, topping out at 88,465.99 on Binance. Now, because we have an upper wick, there's a chance that Bitcoin today might push up higher and try to test, not test, but to exceed this previous high set here by this resistance ray. But honestly, there's a part of me that's going like, no, please don't do it. But there's a chance that we might see BTC retrace back down to this previously broken resistance level, claiming it as support before it moves up higher. So if Bitcoin does not shoot up above 88,500, ideally here, like to 89K today, then expect the price of BTC to retrace back down to support over the course of this week, making a return to the lows here about 83K before bouncing up higher. These are the two scenarios. If we don't see BTC go up higher, we're going to see a retrace. It's going to drag the rest of the market down. People will be depressed again, even though it's not that bad. Again, the price of Bitcoin is inside the daily TBO cloud. It looks great. RSI closed at 68.94, almost at overbought territory yesterday, which is actually a good thing. On-balance volume continues to shoot up and to the right, which is amazing. And daily volume exceeded the 30-day moving average yesterday. So on all counts, this is great. On the weekly, it looks really good. On the 4-hour, we even have a breakout cluster, and this is actually a perfect 3 in a row TBO breakout cluster. Now, I don't know if this is necessarily going to be the breakout that could signal a huge push to the upside, but it's interesting because Bitcoin is not the only one that has one of these. But before we get to that, BVOL 7D is in the bounce zone, meaning that we should see an increase in volatility moving forward. And if you just listen to what I just said, and we don't see Bitcoin push above 88,500 today, then there's a good chance of a pullback, which means increased volatility, and it's the negative volatility, which we don't want. Now, yesterday's candle close also saw a TBO close long on the daily time frame for stablecoin dominance. This is an incredibly bearish signal for this chart, which is bullish for everything else. Why? Because when there is a decreasing amount of stable coins that are in the crypto market cap, the total market cap, when it reduces from almost 10% down here to 7.5%, or down here to 6%, that means that less of the market is holding stable coins, which means that there's less fear in the market. When we see stable coin dominance moving up, there's more fear. Seeing it fall, that means that there's more greed. So the market is rebounding. So the last time we saw one of these was back over here. Actually, the last one was in September, which is great. And this preceded a pretty amazing run for crypto that lasted about 2 months. Now, this is just the first one. And given the fact that we're on like this very shaky moment right now with Bitcoin's price action, it's not like a given. Now, the unfortunate thing, and I literally said, oh no, out loud when I saw this chart this morning. There are several unfortunate things. One, actually, we can just hide the TBO. Bitcoin dominance actually made a new high, exceeding the high set here at 64.34. Oh no. The second thing that's an oh no is here on the TBO indicator. As you can see, we have a TBO breakout printed on the daily time frame. Now, the last one that printed, actually the first one I should say, was back here in February. Then we got one printed yesterday, and one is in progress today. Now there's still 23 hours, 26 minutes, and 24 seconds left in the daily candle. So we need to wait, but this is not good. Whenever we see a sharp increase in Bitcoin dominance, or rather, let me say it this way, whenever we see these breakouts, this means that we should continue to see some explosive upside growth, which means that Bitcoin dominance could actually shoot up a lot higher. And I'm sure Ben Cowan is just laughing his way to the dominance bank, I guess, for more YouTube videos on the same subject forever. Now let's talk about some coins that are really interesting. Now, these green ones are interesting because they either have a TBT bullish divergence signal, one of these green triangles, or a TBO open long. And HYPE, after having an incredible bounce all the way from the bottom to the top, about 100%, it has closed successfully a TBO open long. Just because we have a TBO open long does not mean the price is just going to shoot up and to the right forever. We'll probably have some sort of a retrace back down to the fast line, which is currently at about 1583, but this is a great sign. On the 4-hour time frame, there are signs telling us that there should be a pullback, but because we're seeing the slow line moving up on the 4-hour, it doesn't necessarily mean it has to happen right away. We do have these TBO breakouts that happened, and it's not much of a breakout, but it did move up higher. Render also printed and closed a TBO open long on Sunday, which is nice. On the 4-hour time frame, it also printed a TBO breakout here over the weekend, literally 3 in a row on the 4-hour time frame. RSR reserve rights printed a TBO open long yesterday, closing up 13%, which is incredible. And of course, printing a TBO breakout symbol here in the 4-hour, but no other breakouts yet. This is probably an exaggerated move, but now that we have an open long, it would be really interesting to get an entry here at about 0.007280, even just trading it back up to the 382 fib level. Now, these orange charts right here, these orange flags are charts that are printing a TBO close short, which is a bullish reversal signal, albeit early. Now, TEL yesterday pumped from wick to wick about 18%. And because we have this, we actually want to wait for the price to retrace back down to the TBO fast line, which is currently at about 49.28 or so. Don't look for that exact number, but that's a much better way to play this instead of trying to chase this chart that is pumped. But it's a good sign. AMP has not printed it yet, but on the 4-hour, we saw a nice cluster of these before the price shot up about 10%. If it continues moving up like this, we get another burst of volume for AMP, which, by the way, volume is growing here on the daily time frame, and also for on-balance volume, looking crazy good, but no price reaction yet. This is telling me that a pump is a coming for AMP. Speaking of pumps, NEIRO had an insane 54% pump yesterday, literally out of nowhere. Nothing told me this was going to happen, but most importantly, it actually broke above overhead resistance. That's been a huge pain in the butt for this chart for a long time. This is amazing. Now, because this chart has pumped short term, it's very, very volatile, but that means that we could be trading it on faster time frames and be scalping it and enjoying this run while it's happening. So enjoy the volatility while it's happening. Hex on the daily time frame is in process of printing a TBO close short. It's super early to call this confirmed because we need to wait another 23 hours and 23 minutes and 0 seconds for the daily candle to close. So there's also the chance that this goes back down and we don't get our TBO close short, but it's a nice sign. Now, I have this blue tag here. There's no white flag here, but over here, I wanted to let you know that, like Bitcoin, CAS actually printed 3 TBO breakouts in a row. So it's not white, but it's kind of blue. Let me go ahead and hide myself. So this is interesting, meaning that we should see CAS have another explosive move to the upside. It does have a confirmed TBO close short. It does have these 2 previous TBT bullish divergence signals. The next thing we need to see is a TBO open long. Now, Solana has had a pretty good move last week up until Saturday, moving up here to about $142. It has since rolled back just a little bit. We're seeing more TBT bearish divergence signals on here, which are telling me that unfortunately, we should see a pullback for Solana. I mean, we still have an open CME gap here at about 121. And the reason why I'm saying that is because the 4-hour slow line is still flat. Now, we could see the price go up more, and that's okay. But the more I see all of these signals right here, it does not give me confidence that the price is just going to shoot up and pump, especially with the slow line flat or pointing down. It's not a good bullish look. Now, the thing that could change is if Solana all of a sudden out of nowhere decides that it wants to be bullish and decides just to pump. But it did reach pretty close to reaching over here, price-based resistance at about 146. Not close enough, but kind of close. Now, the next obvious level of support for it, if it falls back, is 129, which is the TBO fast line, 123, which is the 786 fib level, but really be nice to close that gap at 121. Now, these last ones here are interesting charts to watch because they are showing some exciting price action. For one, PEPE is above overhead resistance. This is a great sign. It closed up yesterday just at about 2.65%. We'll see what happens today, but this is a good move. Fetch AI pierced long-term overhead resistance yesterday, which is amazing. On the 4-hour, it also has a TBO breakout. Not a perfect 3-in-a-row cluster, but a really good move. Kaya, this one pushed above yesterday after a move of 4.3% above overhead resistance, which is nice. We need to see it continue to push up higher, but it's a good start. And then finally, WIF also pierced, did not, oh, let me see. I have to zoom in to check. Yeah, it did close above, but right now it's struggling to hold above this pierced support/resistance level. The ideal situation, the ideal outcome is for WIF to bounce off of here, but notice that it's putting in lower highs every single time. So we have to be cautious and aware of that. Now note that our on-balance volume moving average is still trending down. We need to see the blue line right here go above the white line and shoot up higher in order to make the moving average go up, which would indicate a strong bullish trend. We're not seeing that on the daily time frame. We're not seeing that on the weekly time frame either. So WIF really needs a huge whiff of volume in order to push up higher. Now, for all of you that are ready to take your trading to the next level, go to thebettertraders.com. The link is in the description below. And I want to remind you, I'm going to be at Consensus in about a month or so in Toronto. And we have our own special summit that we are doing in partnership with Altrady. We're going to do one-on-one training. It's about a 3-hour conference, workshop, summit thingy majig, but it's going to be awesome. There's a lot of stuff included in it. It's not just one-on-one training, but there's a ton of stuff, including access to the club for 3 months, access to Altrady for 3 months. There's a lot of stuff. Click on the links down below. And until the next time, you know what to do. Stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace.